What is going on, guys? My name is D-Free. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys about the red and blue stones. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And on the screen, I may have some gameplay, not really related to what I'm talking about, but just something for you guys to look at in particular. That being said, so the red stone and the blue stone are stones that should be implemented along with the sale of the SS4 Goku and Vegeta cards or units in the game. So with that being said, we will have the ability to get a free redstone. So the redstone nets you one of, you have to choose, which is why I kind of don't really consider them free to play, but I guess they kind of are because you get one of them for free. It's a kind of a weird space to be in because you have to select, you can't get any of them, or I mean all of them. That being said, which I've said like 4 times at this point, you can get a original +3 key and 3,000 god leaders, air quotes up, from the Baba shop with the red stone. And I believe you get 2 red stones for the SS4 2-year anniversary. Basically, you get that one in your gift box via logging in, and I think you get the second one, if you get a second one, via purchase of the 90 stone pack, which is how you get the blue stone. So the blue stone is unfortunately locked behind a paywall, but it should be a stone sale. It'd probably be about $30 USD as opposed to the traditional like 45 for the 90 stone pack, which is a cool deal there. If you're gonna, incorporate some money into the game, there's not really a better time than when there's a super sale, and which is what it would be called. And at the same time, SS4s are available, which they would have 3 multis, get 1 free. Traditionally, that's what they had. So that's the best time to do it. You'd get a red stone and a blue stone, 2 red stones, and like I said, the red stone does allow you to get either full power Frieza, the physical one, Tech Final Form Cell, Intelligence Ultimate Gohan. The other 2 would be STR Broly, and the final one would be AGL SS3 Adult Goku. So those are the original mono god leaders into the game. And of course, Gogeta is the all types one, the rainbow based one for 3 key and 3,000, but he's not available via that. So what the blue stone would allow you to get, if you were to get the blue stone, it would allow you to get one of the 5 mono 70% 3 key leaders. So Super Vegito AGL, the tech one would be Tech God Tanks, or Tech Go Tanks now, I guess, because it's a new one. Intelligence Buhan and STR Omega Shenron. And then finally, we have the physical god lead Broly. So you get to choose one of those guys. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't net you one of the 120% leaders, but I mean, we can't expect that. Unfortunately, though, the next time the blue stone comes around, they would have had the opportunity to roll out maybe 3 or 4 of the 120% leaders. It still doesn't net one of those, so keep that in mind. Next time the blue and red stone come around, they still net the same basically cards. I mean, you get to choose one of those cards. So that's basically what winds up happening. And then from there, they start giving out scrolls, which give you like kind of random cards that are featured on the banner that's going on at the moment. Like right now, I think JP has a scroll that they give you, which most of the time that's behind a paywall as well, buying that 90 stone pack or the 60 stone pack. And then from there, it would give you like whatever random card is on there. But this time around, it's one of the Great Ape cards, Goku, Goku, Raditz, or Vegeta, because they just got rebirths. So keep that in mind. But as far as the game goes, what you're going to want to choose is what you would primarily need. I would say that when it comes to the Redstone, Broly may be the most coveted one, depending on whether or not you take the tournament seriously and you're lacking an not an LR, an AoE, an area of effect unit that hits everybody on the map. There are what I call pseudo AoEs like Super Vegito, Vegito Blue, Physical Broly. Those guys hit multiple targets. And of course, the Vegito's counter for multiple targets. So there are guys like that that can hit multiple enemies, but maybe you don't have that one guy that just supers and hits everybody on the field, like a Majin Vegeta, a LR Majin Vegeta, things like that. So there are varying ways that you can go ahead and get that done. Broly may be the most coveted. Like I said, if you take the tournament seriously. I don't personally take it seriously anymore. I used to personally grind it every time, like top 100, top 1,000, but it's too much work for me personally. I'm too busy for that. But if you do, kudos to you. I can completely understand the joy in playing the tournament and the rewards. So Broly may be the most coveted one. Keep in mind that all of these guys get the highest potential system improvements. I believe they get plus 7,000, something in that area stats, whenever they're at 100%. Gogeta as well is in that same bubble, but he's not available through the Redstone or the Bluestone. But that being said, what you can do is you can pick up Broly if you need an AoE. The next one I'd probably consider looking at would be Full Power Frieza. I think Full Power Frieza aged the best. He is now still optimal on his team. None of these other god leads are even optimal, which Broly's not even optimal on Extreme STR either. Looking at Gohan, he would be a solid option if you don't have something on optimal super intelligence whenever that comes around on global. If you're looking to fill out that team, Gohan could be a viable option there. Same goes for the Goku. He's still a very, very hard-hitting unit. I actually released a video, or will release one tomorrow, I think, kind of showing him off on AGL under Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta lead. So he's still a viable unit to have on that team. Tech Cell honestly doesn't really fit very well on Extreme Tech. So, I mean, everybody else is kind of just one of those units that's like, oh, well, maybe you're missing this or that, which is perfectly fine, especially if you're a free player. You would want to go for those guys. But I would look at the second option being Full Power Frieza because, like I said, 120% up on a super attack. The only real issue with that guy is his key multiplier, but he gets those super high improvements in the potential system, which allow him to, under Cooler's lead, hit for over 1 million damage, basically consistently. So he's going to be probably the second best option, if not the best option to go for if you already have Broly and are lacking other things. But one thing I want people to consider is going for units that, like I said, you either don't have, maybe for collection purposes, or maybe going for one of the units that you really just wanted for a long time, like I said, and you don't have it, or a unit that would fill out a team that you want to eventually build. Maybe you don't have any intelligence units and you want to start building that team now, so by the time that Gogeta comes out, the intelligence Gogeta leader, whenever he comes out, maybe you can have that team built already. That's maybe what you're trying to do, and that's perfectly fine as well. I'm just here to give you guys options and insight into what you would probably potentially want to make a choice on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Bluestone options. Like I said, they're the 70% leaders. Off the bat, I believe that Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is on, or Vegito, excuse me. Well, no, Super Vegito, I think, is on Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's banner as a summonable unit. So if you don't pull Vegito and you don't have him already and you're pulling for Vegeta, you're definitely going to want Vegito. So that would be the best way to get him. You basically get him for air quotes free up. Basically get him for free whenever you pay for that stone pack. So you can guarantee yourself a Vegito if you want. He's probably the safest option. He's still the best among these 5. The next option I would probably consider looking at would honestly be either Omega Shenron or Buhan. So Extreme Intelligence is not very good as a team, and they're not very cohesive. They do have nice support that has come out recently on the Japanese version of the game, but of course this is me giving you guys foresight and insight into what's to come on the global variation of the game, so none of this really applies at the moment. But Buhan as himself, as a leader, is still one of those units that's very timeless and was built to basically survive the meta. Unfortunately, his healing does decline in value as the game progresses because you kind of realize 3,000 per orb is a nice chunk, but it stops being as much when you have like 250,000 HP, almost 300 HP, depending on what you've put into your team. So it's not as good, but he still debuffs. He still has a farmable super, so Buhan is very good. The reason I considered Omega Shenron is because he's one of those units that will survive the span of the meta due to his passive being very well rounded as far as his stats go, and then on top of that, being one of the best possible units for a Janemba team, which, like I was saying, if you're building a Janemba team for the future, he would be one of the best possible units that you could actually go ahead and acquire, because he is very optimal on that team, mainly because they don't have very many options, but he's optimal. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anybody. Gotenks. So Gotenks would probably be next on my list. He is basically the best linking buddy for SS3 Goku as the god leader. But the thing about it is Gotenks, he's not really necessary for that team, and it depends on whether or not Global will get the SS3 adult Gotenks or teen Gotenks, whatever he's called, via the Dragon Ball Heroes banner, which they have not gotten at this point, so it's very unlikely that they will get them, but I think that they're in the files anyway. But that's just something to note. Just because things are in the inactive list on DBZ.space doesn't mean that it's going to come, and it definitely doesn't mean it's coming soon. So I don't know in particular how that actually shakes out. But Gotenks is next on the list, but he's not necessary for the team at all in any way. He's just a very, very nice option to have. He's basically the second best unit on that team if you don't pull other units. Actually, matter of fact, he is always going to be the second best unit on that team, because even to this day, he is the second best unit on Super Tech. who's the physical one? It's Broly. I mean, Broly's not even optimal on that team, on Cooler's team. But Broly can be good if you get a few copies of Broly and put some crits into him. So that's where Broly could really shine. You know, put additionals and crits into him, maybe level 15 additional and level 11 crits. He could start being really good. I don't really think there's anybody else to cover. I've covered Super Vegito, I've covered Tech, I've covered Broly, I've covered Omega, and I feel like I'm missing, and Buhan. I actually covered Buhan, so that's everybody. So let me know in the comment section what you will be going for between the two stones. If there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to accommodate you guys. But I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope you guys have fun tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. So right now it's currently noon Pacific Time on Thursday, but literally this time tomorrow at noon, that's when the SS4s come out. So have fun. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.